Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I think we're live. What's happening? Live before lock, Sorare FP. Malik Super. What's happening? I see the gang of usuals hanging out in the chat. I don't have to do anything too special in my intro. What's happening? What's happening? Sorry, I'm answering some questions in the Discord real quick. I gotta check something with the Pistons. Pistons getting weird. Jaden Ivey out, all that stuff. Santa, what up? Bullshoy Mike, what's up? Nexon, what's happening? Sorry about that lineup, man. That was quality stuff. Had a lot of good lineups screwed up last week. John, is there any MLB updates? Not from Sorare, but we got them. We got projections updates, but Sorare is doing the AMA on Reddit. It's David Bittow, I think he's the head engineer of NBA and MLB. He is answering questions. I believe it's Monday. um, so that's going to be the closest thing that we get, I think, to any sort of MLB answer, any sort of MLB announcement. I'm hoping they actually answer something. They've not done a whole lot so far. It's been very frustrating. What's up, Mike? Yeah, so let's see. I'll try and find that AMA really quick and I'll post it in the chat. Oh, I had it pulled up already. Had it already on my computer. Gonna drop that into the chat if it loads correctly. Ba, 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 ba. Head of engineering, David Bittow. All right. That is the link to the AMA. Head over there, ask all your questions, because they need to field them. Like, put their feet to the fire. I'm not sky is falling, like everyone seems to be. Prices are definitely falling. My gallery hit $10,000 valuation on Sorare data not too long ago, and it's down by like 8 now. And I mean, ETH took a dive too, so that's not great. That should push prices back up technically, but the sentiment around the game is, everyone's like, "Oh my God, this isn't a cost factory for me." I'm not making hand over fist, money hand over fist. I'm not there. I do think there are problems. I think we need, at least in the American sports side, the MLB, NBA side, we absolutely need some sort of upgrades. We need an additional contest and multiple scarcities. I don't think that changes a ton, but I just think there's so much you can do that, like, give me a G League competition. Like, give me just a competition to throw my bums in and I can win limited cards with rares. Like, that's fine. I don't care at all. I don't need to win rare cards with my rare cards. Just like give me something to do. And like I have 42 training lineups, and it's just straight up not a good experience. And it's not the worst thing in the world for me. Like I'm having fun. I'm still here. I'm doing this every week. I love talking to you guys. I love thinking about strategy. I love talking to, Keith and Andrew on the show. Like it's great. Um, some people seem to be concerned that it's just not this cost center for them. And while I understand, like I said, I have $10,000 in my account. I'd like to pull that up, or it was 10,000. I would like to pull that out at 10,000 or whatever I accumulate, but that's not my worry. Obviously, I don't want to see it just go to hell. I don't want to lose all that money. I definitely don't want to come out with less money than I put in. Like, don't get me wrong at all. Don't get me wrong. There are problems, but I don't, whatever. Sorry, I went on a tangent. But go to the AMA, ask some baseball questions for sure, because we need answers. We're 20 days from the season and we have no idea what's going on. So yeah, hold their feet to the fire. This, that, and the other. Okay. Game week 40. We made it to game week 40. Before we get into everything, smash that like button if you will. I see we got about 12 people in here. We got 8 likes. Give me the likes. Give me the thummy thumbs, as my guy Jordan Cooper says. Helps us out greatly. So, Not a ton of value on this slate at the moment. The Pistons are creating some value. So let's go to the whole spreadsheet here. Pull up the All Star tab. Okay, I just for myself really quick, I am going to look at the Pistons because I have a couple of Pistons options that I might use here. Drop your questions in the chat. MLB, NBA, I don't care. I'll make your lineups for you on air. I don't care at all. Like I said and have said before, these projections are paywalled. But if you join us here and you ask questions, I'll give it to you for free. I don't care. It's $10 a month to get this and the Discord. It's $5 just for the projections whenever you want them. It's not a ton. That's a lot of game weeks for one price. So Big O, Eugene projecting very well. Ivy is now out, and that does not seem to be updated here. Corey Joseph, it's not a great projection. Yeah, I will. I told you, I'll make lineups for you if you want. We talking Christian Wood, Barclays? Yeah, yeah. If Kyrie, Luka's out. If Kyrie misses too, like I think Wood just becomes the guy who gets all the usage. Um, I like him. I'll take a look at him really quick. Next, and I see you drop your lineup in the Discord. Cam, Mark, Brooks, Hayes, and Nah. I like it. I don't know who else you have there, but all those guys. Williams is questionable, by the way. Mark Williams is questionable. He may not play. So have a contingency plan and maybe play it safe there. That might be what you want to do. But the rest of the lineup looks fine. I see no problem with it. Let me see here. Let me check really quick if I need an update on the Pistons because I want to make sure that we're right in the Discord. Actually, that's tomorrow. So what I need to do, gotta make a change live on the air. Sorry about this, gang. We need a new Saturday. I saw some questions in there. I'll get to them in a second, I promise. All right. That should change what we see with the Pistons. Here. All right. Ivy's gone. Wiseman still popping. Livers. All right. So Joseph got a little bit of a bump. Killian Hayes looking a lot better. Bagley kind of settled into that plan. Ooh, Rodney Magruder now looking fantastic as well. So, all right. I need to go to my gallery, and then I swear I'll start getting to some of y'all's questions. Corey Joseph now looking a lot better than I was playing Terrence Ross. Okay, I need to swap him with Terrence Ross. All right. Here we go. Next then, very confused about timing of MLB new card auctions. Is it best to just wait to buy and play in May? I don't know. I don't know when they're going to ramp up those auctions. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So they took away our fidelity bonus, which is fine if nobody has cards that have the fidelity bonus. Like they took it away, and our scores are going to be a little bit lower now, and it's the same amount. Everyone lost 5%. So that's fine. Last year they released cards at the All-Star break, and boy, oh boy, did they. I mean, like, I'm talking limiteds. They were on mint like 279 of 5,000 for like good players. So they have a ton of leftover inventory. So I don't know why they wouldn't just auction those and put out the new cards with the fidelity bonus at the All-Star break. And then that causes people to buy. I don't see why they would drop them on the market immediately when they have so much 2022 inventory. I don't see any reason for them to do that. I'm not an economist. I don't know how this works, but I imagine introducing new supply right now when so few people bought the cards last year relative to what they need. I don't understand why they would do that. So I would wait until the auctions pick up. Um, Depending on what level you want to play at, I'm addressing Nexans, asking about the timing of MLB card auctions. I would wait to see them increase auctions first, or at least wait until Monday, because depending on what level you want to play at, if you want to play limited, like I can help you find a full good team in limited for not a lot of money. Like baseball, that's the great thing about it is you don't need the stars. Like you don't have to have a. I'm trying to think of the worst player you can play in an MVP spot to have a shot. 200 to $300 player. I did actually on here on our YouTube page. If you go to our shorts, I did a short on building a limited team for $200. You could do that now, and you'd be fine. And like that team would win. I'm not saying like win first place week in and week out, but like there's so much more value in baseball. Um, the best players can put up zeros in a week. Like I'm trying to think in an NBA sense. The worst player I think you can play as MVP and champion and still have a shot at winning is like maybe Donovan Mitchell. Um, it's like a 37 or 38 L10, something like that, or he was. I think he's actually higher now, but I think he's like a 48. Regardless, by L10, I guess Devin Booker, you technically could, but Devin Booker's a great number two option. So in baseball, you could run out five guys from the worst team and still realistically win. Like if they put up 20 runs in a night and there's enough correlation, like you'll be fine. Um, so I hope that helps. Like you could buy the guys I talked about and be fine. The only thing, the only thing about that is if they do introduce the new cards, then everyone else has got that 5% bonus and you don't. So like I would just wait, definitely wait until Monday, see what they say, and if they start ramping up auctions and it's not the new stuff, maybe you can buy and not worry too much about it. All right, back to the chats. I see we have some more baseball stuff. I'm gonna stay on that really quick and then get back to the NBA really quick. Off-season XP should make season one cards higher XP than early mint season two. Yes. Yeah, that's true. Season two will level up faster. That's fine. That makes a lot of sense. And yeah, that was what I was hoping was that this 5% would get us there eventually, or not the 5%. I was hoping that the XP they gave us in the off season would get us to 5%, which is what they should have done for the early adopters. But whatever. Da, da, da. For soccer last year, MLS was already a license, and new season cards came out mid-April, about a month, 1.5 months into the season. Could be similar for baseball and basketball. Makes sense in a lot of ways. Like they get you buying by auctioning more cards, and you're like, oh, I don't know when these are going to come out, and then you start buying, and they're like, hey, guess what? More cards, and then you're like, oh, I guess I need to buy these and get the fidelity bonus, and they look cool and all that stuff. So they need to add more starting positions and more contests, and that would create a need for people to get more cards. I agree. I agree. I don't necessarily want more positions. I think you can still play five and make it point guard, shooting guard, or guard, forward, center, or go back court. So guard, forward, or front court, which is small forward, power forward, center for two, and then a utility player. So you can play a big lineup, play a small lineup, whatever you want. I think that's the way to go about that. And then like you need more in those areas. That's what makes sense to me. But definitely more contests. Mike, don't forget Sorare said only releasing about 50% of card quotas for season one because only released halfway through the season. I would imagine we're going to get new season out as soon as can. All right, that makes sense. Gotcha. John, you meant in baseball. Same thing. I would love to see, catcher first, second, short, third, corner outfield, center field, or just three outfielders, whatever. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing an all starting pitcher thing. I wouldn't mind seeing best ball. Like, just make us fill out a 25-man roster and whatever does best over time, or over a week, or over 2 weeks, or over a month, and you can reuse the cards, whatever. Just other ways to utilize it. That's fine. Santa's don't want to be pessimistic, but so our NBA Limited will die next season. There's not enough players coming to the platform to be auctioning at this rate. Yeah, I don't think it'll die. Um, I I don't know. I'm like getting to the point where it's like with early commons where I'm like, all right, I feel like I own every player, which I don't. I don't have Luca. I don't have every player, but I have a pretty sizable limited gallery, and like it's just like playing DFS, which is fine by me. But the thing is if we play and we grind this out, and it's 3 years down the road and limited as 15,000 cards per person, but 3 years down the road, the Sorare becomes like the favorite, you know, NBA fantasy game in the world, and all of a sudden 15,000 cards isn't anywhere near enough. So I think if we widen our scope and we believe in the product, then we don't need to be worried about it. But I understand the pessimism, like especially with any NFT based product. Like, I'm not an NFT guy. That was never me. I got into Top Shot. I saw it go up. I didn't liquidate fast enough, but I made like $2,000 on just ripping packs and selling them. And it was a rush. And I brought it over here, and I've just kind of rolled that over. But like, I understand the issues with crypto, and I understand what it's like to gamble on something like this, and I understand the pessimism. I'm just not like sky is falling. I'm mostly trying to convince myself, but the copium or whatever they call it. But that's how I feel about it. I'm not like super worried. I just know we're going through a downturn. I just think that Sorare is by far the best fantasy experience that I've ever had, and I'm pretty confident that the experience will bring more people on over the course of however long we're doing this. I don't think it goes under. I think it's too big of a company. I do worry about them losing licenses. I don't know. I don't know what that's like. I don't know what the finances are like on that, so I can't speak to it necessarily. But that's that. All right. Put in 50 a week ago. Now my gallery's worth over 200. Yeah, that's because you're winning, Barclays. Damn. Save some for the rest of us. What'd you win, that Embiid last week? I'm like, that'll boost. That'll play. All right. Let's see. Any news? Any news? Got MLB questions. Kevin Love available to play. That's good. He's in one of my lineups. Tip-off was a great strategy. Matthew in the chat, just a question on the spreadsheet. What does the number in all offense correlate to? Like Devin Booker's at 298. Yeah, so I was trying to fix that and make that like a more it's basically just a rating. I was trying to make that like a more tangible number. I will tell you the exact calculation. So it is offense points, my upside points, per 100 possessions multiplied by the amount of possessions. So with the upside points, that gets to be a pretty huge multiplier. So basically what you're getting is it's not any sort of correlation to actual projections of points. It's just like it's a rating. What I did do, and I didn't push it out of the spreadsheet, I apologize. I just divided it by the L10, and I wish I would have pushed that out. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's basically anyone who looks astronomical, like you want to shove them into your lineup. That's all. Except Giannis, because we don't know if he's going to play ever again. Santa says tip-off was a great strategy. I don't know anything about it. like I can't speak to it at all. I didn't ever see it. I didn't really read through that Medium post that they put out there, so I apologize. Um, let's see. All right, so who are my favorite plays this week? Let me just go over this really quick for those who don't have access to the spreadsheet, and that's why they came along today. Devin Booker, he's my number one play, 32 points added. So we're just going to look at points added. We're going to pull that up here. Points added is, if you don't know, now you know. My projection minus their L10. So what my projection would give them. The reason I don't do just value or like divided by their L10, that's all right here. Because then it starts shoving in guys like Omiyori and Hampton. And like if you just went by value, this five, Omiyuri, Hampton, Magruder, Jones, and Milton would be your optimal lineup. And you would have 30, 73, 120 points. Obviously, that's not going to win. So what you want is points added, and that's going to tell you like who has the best value mix. Like you see here, Booker is high, but he doesn't have an L10 so low that a 20 makes him look like he's a god. So that's why I use the points added. Last spot, Nerlens Noel and Nickeil Alexander-Walker both projected decent. Noel has 3 games to Nas 1. Are we sure he has 3 games? The Pistons play 3 this weekend? They played 3 consecutive games? Yeah, Siakam's been ass. I haven't played him at all. Let's see, Noel or Walker. Let's see. Yeah, see, I have Noel's upside poor. I like Alexander Walker here. Claxton is back, so I think Noel will actually go. I don't know if he's just going to back up Claxton or if what's his name, Day'Ron Sharpe is the backup. I don't know how that works, and Noel ended up starting, so I would guess him. But still, I think I like Nickeil Alexander Walker here. I can never say his name right, let alone get his team right. I'm always goofing that up. Siakam underperformed in 8 out of the last 10. What's his projection? I can't search here. I have to search here. Siakam on a 45, looking at like 1x with an upside score of 51, so 6 added points. Not what you're looking for. Not what you're looking for at all. So other favorite plays, Tyus Jones, pretty obvious. DeMar DeRozan on 1 game scares me, but it's against the Rockets, so like the Bulls could realistically put up 40 points, 40 points each is what I was trying to say. 140 points, something like that. 30 minutes to lock in my makeshift MVP is questionable. It's a weird day. Today's a weird day. Like, there's not a ton of news. Detroit gave us a little news and gave us a little value. Kyle Kuzma, I love. Brandon Ingram is solid here, but we don't know if he's going to play. If he doesn't, McCollum, great. Trey Murphy, great. We don't know if Irving's going to play. We don't know if Garland's going to play. Garland is actually projecting for more points added than Mitchell, but if he misses, then Mitchell can just go all world, and I'm banking on that. Talked about Omiyuri. He's over the 20-point threshold that I always look for when I'm cramming someone in, so I don't have a problem playing he or RJ Hampton this week. Tyrese Maxey, I think he's a fine play. James Wiseman, 1 game. 1 game for the Pistons. I know I talked about Noel earlier, and I said Pistons. I know he's with Brooklyn now. So I'm going to roll Wiseman just because he's been semi-consistent in his role, even with Jalen Duren back, but he was nice last night. God, the Pistons, I missed a tier 2 in champion by 0.77 points. And both Corey Joseph and James Wiseman in my champ lineup were 1 point behind their previous day. Like if one of them just got one more bucket, I'm in the T2. I got Dylan Brooks as a tier 3. Like I'm pretty sure anyone in tier 2 would have blown that out of the water. Pretty disappointing. Yeah, same with man. Shea only played one game. Heartbreaking. OG Ananobi continues to pop on my spreadsheet and continues to have uh, it's a really low L10. I have no idea of what he's been doing. Anyone with OG Ananobi, like, are you happy with what he's producing? Because he's been a 21 forever. Yeah, 31. Like, if you got plus 10, yeah, you get a 40 in there. Okay, so yeah, I'm fine with that projection. I think you can still play OG. I like Tobias Harris a decent amount here. Anyone who, has double digits points added as a median is a fantastic play. I'll do this again. I did this last week. Don't look at those guys, but like, yeah, so these guys are projecting like double digits. Like, just if they walk on the floor and play what they're supposed to, you're looking at double digits. And then you got, these guys with like big spikes and upside. These are the guys that I look for. First and foremost, if you have access to the sheet, if you have the Google sheet, best thing you can do, go to whatever game week it is, midweek in red or weekend in blue, sort by best game, and if you get guys like this are popping, then you look for the reddest ones under upside. Those are your plays of the week. And it changes, but so by that metric, Jones, DeRozan, Booker, AD, Kuz, Halliburton continues to just play out of his mind. He had 18 assists or something like that last night. His L10's way too low. And then Jaren Jackson. And then especially Kuzma and AD on 2 games. The rest of them are all on 1, which scares me. If you're just considering 2 gamers, AD, Kuzma and Oubre. I skipped over Oubre, but that's great. Joe Val and Toby. Depot and Melton or whatever, because they don't have huge pops. But McCollum, DeJounte Murray, Ingram if he plays. Surprise, Nikola Jokic projects well. Shea probably won't play 2 games because they're being morons and tanking. Nick Claxton, another guy I really like this week. Amon, do you like best MVP? I believe I had Embiid because he plays 2 games. Yeah, Embiid is my highest projected player on 2 games. Jokic fits perfectly. I'm going to run Lillard out there again, even though Simons is back. Good call, Santas. Yeah, Halliburton's been questionable over and over, and he plays some and some he doesn't because, again, tanking. They're trying to keep him rested while keeping him in the lineup and developing him, but also get better. Get better odds. That's what I was going to say. Sorry, I cut myself off. I'm trying to read and do too many things one time. So yeah, favorite MVP. I would say Embiid 1, Jokic 2, probably AD and Lillard tied for 3. And then Philip just asked, what do you think about James Harden for this week and the playoffs overall? I love James Harden this week. His median score is kind of meh, but his upside score is pretty solid. I would play him. For the playoffs, for a guy like Harden, I don't expect him to defer as much, and he's a guy who can take over a game, so like you'll get that. I don't know what the playoffs are going to look like on Sorare, but I love him in the playoffs. Like he's a guy who likes the ball in his hands, and in the playoffs, those guys kind of soak up their usage. They get more concentrated usage, so. Yeah, he's fine. He's an all-time player, 75th anniversary team, I believe, and he can still do it. He's not my favorite player. I don't like watching him, especially. Well, I think I like him more now that he can't flop his way into the free throw line over and over and over. But he's still a fine player. Playoffs are going to be interesting. There are so many things that they could or avoid doing. Like the MLB thing. We talked about this on the Sorare Data Show recently. The whole week, when they played the whole week, or the whole series rather, eh, like you were focusing more on guys who would play longer. Like I was like, which games are going to go 5 games? I'll play those guys. Not like, oh, I think the Dodgers and the Mets are going to sweep. That's so I don't know that that's what I want. Um, yeah, I don't know. The playoffs are just going to be weird. I'm going to do some housekeeping really quick. Any other questions? Is Hardy a good play? Let me pull it up. I just dropped it. Da, da, da. Jaden Hardy, he unfortunately we're not going to know. Like, I mean, yeah, he's projecting really well. I think, and I have to look here really quick. So he's projecting for 21 minutes. Is Irving projected to play here? Yeah, see, like Kyrie's projected to play 37. And if Kyrie now questionable, if he sits, then yeah, Jaden Hardy is going to be amazing. I think you play him. Um, it feels like a smoke him if you got him situation. I think he's a really solid play. You just kind of gotta hope that Kyrie misses, and then like you're in a position that's pretty advantageous. Sorry, I'm having to swap around a lineup real quick. Any other? Okay. Kyrie almost didn't make the trip, missed practice due to personal reasons. He's a jackass. The nice thing saying is about high cap guys is like they're up there because they can outperform. You just have to find the guys who can really outperform. I know that's not a great answer. Like that's I don't know, man. That's tough. It's hard to make those calls too. Like I need to see um, your entire gallery to make any sort of call. I know you didn't necessarily ask me for that, but like I get it. Just trying to track down news here. Uh, let's see. Anyone? No, that's not gonna work. All right. Sorry. Is there a way for me to take a look at your gallery? Yeah, actually, there is. I am gonna pull it up. What's your handle again? I'll just put it on the screen if that's all right. Drop it in the chat and I'll pull it up. I got too many tabs open. You're not just Santa's boys, right? Oh, you are. There it is. Okay. Still too many tabs. Still clicking the wrong damn things. Chrome tab. Make offers. All right. I assume we just have limiteds. Okay. I love Beal this week. If Garland plays, I like him a lot. Ooh, hold on. We got a news dump. Jeremy Sochan gonna play. Great. Doug McDermott gonna play. I don't care. Wizards gonna start Monty Morris, Bradley Beal, Kuzma, Porzingis, and Gafford. Sixers gonna start Harden, Maxey, Harris, Tucker, and Bede. Kevin Porter, Thigh, probable. Blazers gonna start Lillard, Simons, Thibault, Grant, Nurkic. All right, nothing earth-shattering. All right, one last piece of news. And then I will look further. I like Beal. Just give me a second. Sorry, this is the problem we run with doing this show right now. Is I've got people in the Discord asking me questions and they're worried about things and da, 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 da. I know this isn't terribly entertaining. Hold with me. Okay, back to it. Santa's boys. Sorry. No, I got you. Love Halliburton. I love Beal. Bane can pop. He's kind of at that point though where I don't know. That's kind of a bad landing spot for him. Poole's kind of nerfed. DeJounte, I think, is a fine play here. Dinwiddie depends. McCollum, especially if Ingram misses. We don't know yet, though. Sorry about your luck on Cade. Tyus Jones, shove him into a lineup. He's the best play of the week. Yeah, like it looks like you could run a champion lineup here. Jones, Halliburton, Beal. I know you're worried about Halliburton. Yeah, he's got one game. That's scary. All right. I understand. I understand your plight. You got two Tyus Joneses. I am going to build your lineups because I can do that. 1 second. Siakam, fine. So I think definitely what I would do, especially because, like, do you have rares? Yeah. So, like, I wouldn't worry about champion. If Luka's out, I would just try to get more horses. Like Wiseman, that's a great play. All right, so let's build your lineup, Santas. And if anyone wants me to do this at any point, maybe in a future show, like we can do it. All right, so here's what. Gee, I mean, yeah, that's a nice. This is how I normally do it. Upside, very important. We're not gonna go with Mark Williams. Yeah, like I like Neesmith this week. Hardy's fine. I don't love all of these one game guys, but there's a ton this week. I don't see a problem with that. So, all right, let me look at the sheet and refer back on some of my favorite plays here. So I think you just throw Halliburton into champion because it's your non-priority lineup, and you just let that fly. Da-da-da. Ingram great. So yeah, so I would build around. Can we build around Beal and McCollum here? And then we're gonna go get Tyus Jones. We got 18 left to play. All right, so I kind of put myself into a hole there. So we can't do that. Hardy, and then yeah, we're screwed. All right, so we're gonna bail on Beal. Column, Payne, DeMar, Pascal. You do have a lot of horses for champ. Like that'll be fine. Turner, Hero, Jones, Gordon, Middleton, Porter, Dinwiddie. That was too high. Like we can't afford him, right? He's like a 35. Well, I should know these guys by now. All right. So Neesmith we like. So now all of a sudden you're sitting at a 28. Who up in 28 do I recognize? Ugh, Barnes. Bummer. I like Sochan here. Bagley is fine. He's on one game though. I like Cam Reddish. Trey Jones is a really nice overperformer. So now, do you want to bail on Neesmith and go Reddish? So that's an. Oh, we got Wiseman too. Dios mio. Yeah, man, you got some studs here. So you can go Trey Jones up to Scotty Barnes, or you can go Jaden Hardy up to McConnell or Vincent. You don't want to mess with those guys. Do you want to go up from McCollum at 35 to like a 43? Shoehorn Paul George in there? Projecting actually less than McCollum. Let me see on my sheet what we got. So I got Scotty Barnes at 38 upside. I got there's DeJounte at 49, McCollum at 52, Paul George 52. So McCollum's got 2 games. So I'm gonna go with him. You don't like the name Pascal? Do you like Pedro Pascal? So going up from Hardy to one of these guys was kind of a no, and then it was going up from Jones to Scotty Barnes or Sochan or Bagley. We don't know on Bagley. All right, so instead of Trey Jones, I'm gonna go Scotty Barnes. This is what I would do. I know it's a lot of one games. That scares me. It wouldn't be my preference, but like Tyus is going to be in there anyway, and he's going to make or break your lineup. So that's fine. Like Wiseman is a pretty steady spot on a 16. Hardy, you're a little worried about. Like this though, this never happens on Sorare. Like if it projects you for a reward, it means your lineup's pretty good because these are median scores. This says the median score of this lineup is going to hit a tier 4. And you're looking for upside. Like no one wins with median scores. Okay, so you like that. All right, now we're gonna go over to champion. That's gonna be an easy bingo, bango. That's pretty simple. I said I liked Bagley on a 26. Ooh, that lineup's fine. Yeah, man, that lineup is completely okay. I would rather Reddish in here probably. No, that's Simons is back. I don't even care about Reddish. Oh, you got another Tyus Jones. Bump that. You want him here. So we do it again. Do you want to go from Beal to George? What's Beal's power? 5. He's got 2 games. Do you want to go from him to Garland? You don't know if Garland's gonna play. Yeah, Bagley's kind of been whatever. I mean, you can go Sochan. He's got 2 games. He's playing, and he occasionally has big games. I don't think that's horrible if you don't want to do that, but you definitely want Tyus Jones in here. But yeah, Beal could be George or Holiday, whichever you prefer. I would still go Beal with the 2 games, and then yeah, Bagley. Just do what you want. Like, what do they say? I'm sure they're gonna say Bagley. Yeah, or Neesmith. How about no? Yeah, they say Bagley again. If not Bagley, Trey Jones Or Sochan. Does Trey Jones project higher than Sochan? Yeah, one higher. So you can do that. Best player under 37. Um, da, 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 Under 37, because at 37 is Ingram and Garland. They're both questionable. Under 37, I got CJ McCollum at 35. He's got 2 games. DeMar DeRozan at 30. He's got 1. DeJounte Murray at 34. Vucevic, Rozier, Giddy, Kuzma, Maxey, all under 37. I would play the 2 gamers there. All right, Santas. So let's see. We got a all offense we can build you. I'm gonna go with Sochan here. I'm gonna go over to all offense. Just let it ride. Yeah, dude, that's fine. I'm not even gonna think too hard about that. Nah, get him out of there, dude. Yeah, you got a good enough lineups. Those are 3 solid lineups. I think you can run those out there pretty easily. Like, Siakam can still have a 60. It's not going to surprise anyone. Dinwiddie could shoot the lights out because he should be. Bagley, I don't know if this is the contest for him. That's the only thing. But like Reddish, Jones, all Jones going to Jones is going to do here is get you up to Reddish. So Brogdon can get nuts, but I don't like. Yeah, so I would just go Neesmith and Trey. Trey or Bagley. There you go. Go get him. Oh, you got 4 minutes left. All right. I didn't realize how close we were to this thing. Oh, should I roll? I gotta get OG Omiyuri in my fake lineup, my dumb common, and I'm gonna ruin some of my actual lineups here. Brunson, Stabs, Kyrie. Any other questions before we get out of here? I didn't realize we were so up against it. I was setting Santa's lineups, and we were banging that out. We will do this for MLB. We are not that far from MLB. We'll have to do it concurrently, and it might get a little crazy for a while. But we will do it. Hawks starting lineup: Young, Murray, Hunter, Collins, and Capella. All right. If that's going to do it, this is where I tell you again, please, if you haven't smashed the like button, please, please, please do it. Come on back Mondays, Fridays. We do this quite often. 5, 6 game weeks running now. I have fun doing it. I like talking to everybody. And I will build your lineups like I just did with Santa. It's not that he has to use those, but like I'll put them together. Damn, it's dark in this room, huh? Projections. Whole month, $5. Patreon.com/SorareFP. You get that and the Discord and pricing information and some extras with the $10 subscription a month. But we're talking 5, 6 game weeks in a month for that price, and you can baseball too. And all of our baseball projections are live. We got 2023 projected completely. Game week to game week projections aren't that important in MLB relative to the whole season. If you're like buying a team, then once you have a team, then you want to use those minis. So we'll have those too. But you can get your lineup started right now. You can get a couple of cheap, solid buys, and I'll recommend them to you. I did a video I recommended earlier in the show. Head over to our main YouTube channel and look at the shorts, and I show you how to build a limited team with under $200, and it's a very good team. Kyle Schwarber, Brian Reynolds, guys like that. So, of course, Nexon, anytime, buddy. You're in the Discord. You can. I don't have to tell you to head over there, but anytime you need anything, I'm there. Santa, Sochan 2 games or Scotty Barnes 1 game. I prefer Scotty, but Scotty has some stinkers. I don't know. Go with whatever feels better. Like if you like the safety, just play Sohan on 2 games. Sohan, because he can pop too. He can pop just as much as Scotty can. All right. We're heading towards lock. We're barreling. We got 20 seconds left. Anything else? Baseball coming up. Make sure I dropped the Reddit thread in here. ask some questions. Head over to the AMA because we need to put feet to the fire on MLB and everything. All right, I said Scotty, so Scotty it is. Thanks, Santas. Thanks for giving us some content. That was fun. But that's it. Yeah, we're there. Rosters are locked. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it and how much fun I have with you guys. So it's a blast. Go win some cards this week, and we will catch you on Monday, maybe even before then. See you.